Good evening, everyone. Welcome back once again to Vicious Rants. And of course, I'm your host, your YouTube messiah, often imitated, never duplicated superstar Tim Vicious. And talking about Raw this week, the go-home show to Money in the Bank in London, England. And you know, I'm not gonna lie, folks, the London show, it was pretty good. Now, it was really good, you know? I mean, it was a hell of a step up given what's been given to us over the past few weeks. But before I get into that, couple big things. Couple big things news-wise that they did announce. They did announce that they are doing that. Obviously, the next show they're doing in Saudi Arabia, they're gonna have another 50-man Royal over-the-top rope battle royal, another Greatest Royal Rumble. Another match they're gonna have is Taker versus Goldberg, which honestly, I'm kind of yes and no on, because in a way I just sit there and think, you know, this is something that I've always wanted to see. And then at the same time I'm like, this match is like a good 15 years too late for me to see. You know? But yeah. That, and they also announced they're going to have Triple H versus Randy Orton in that match. Now, I've already said before my big takeaway watching any of the Saudi Arabia shows. The Saudis, they got a big thing for the old school classic style wrestling. Like the gimmicky 80s over the top shit. You know? And I preach this all the time out there. If you like over the top campy wrestling, great. If you like hardcore technical wrestling, great. If you like stone cold serious, drier than a frickin' 7-hour Monty Python marathon, great. You know, whatever kind of wrestling you're into is what you're into. But for fuck's sake, you know, you could be for or against the Saudi thing all you want. But just accept the fact, it's a frickin' job. You know, the emphasis on the beginning W in WWE, world. Which, you know, you can't go and say you're targeting the entire globe, but you're gonna cast off one country. You're gonna cast off an area of the world. You know, business-wise, it's a bad idea to do that, you know, because for all we know, fuck, 10, 15 years down the road, this could wind up helping bridge peace between, you know, making trade negotiations or some kind of shit like that. I don't fucking know. I'm just saying it could. You know, just random bullshit thinking, you know. But yeah, please, just fucking stop with all the negative shit. Look, if you don't like what you're watching, honest to God, it really is that simple to where you can pick up the remote and you know what? Boom. Change the damn channel. No different than what I'm pretty sure 90% of you folks do when you're seeing this. Which, I don't blame you. I've watched this. I do post on it. Oof. Yeah. But yeah. Anyways, Raw, London, let's get on track. Starts off with Miz doing Miz TV, bringing out his first guest via the wild card rule, which some people are calling bullshit on, saying, oh well, now that they're doing this, the brand extension's dead. It was, you know, the brand extension's no good anyway. But these are the same people, those same people that are shitting and saying the brand extension is dead, are the same ones 10 years prior were saying, oh, please bring back the brand extensions. You know? So, yeah, okay, let me ask you this. Yeah, a handful of guys from SmackDown come on Raw, and a handful of guys from Raw come on SmackDown. But, look at it on the bigger picture. How many other people do you see the entire SmackDown roster come on to Monday night? Or do you see the entire Monday night roster work on Tuesday? No! A handful here and there. That's it. Take it at that, folks. Anyways, sorry, it's been a rough week and a half. Been a rough week for me. I've been throwing out shit to Smarky McSmarkertons non-stop, and I've been in fucking non-stop combat mode shooting them down. So yeah. Miz TV starts out, brings out first guest from SmackDown, Roman Reigns, and asks Roman how he's doing, how he's going to go and take out, how he's going to handle his match with Elias. At the pay-per-view he pretty much says he's going to wipe the floor with the smelly hipster, and if you want a cheap karaoke singer, hit him up. And then Miz, Mike, I've been loving the run you've been doing since you cut that promo on Brian on Talking Smack. But this is the one thing I'm going to have to put a pin on. I'm going to have, or not put a pin, I'm going to have to flag you on. Saying that you and, obviously, yeah, it was worked in as part of the segment, but saying that, you and Roman, you guys are both, Roman's got his movie coming up soon, you guys are going to be big movie hits, and both A-listers maybe do a buddy cop movie, do a buddy comedy flick. The buddy comedy routine in wrestling reserved for me and my buddy Zeke, no one else. Like to think of us as probably a very good, bad imitation of what Bobby Heenan and Mean Gene would be like around today. But yeah, Roman, he gets on Miz saying, dude, what the hell? This is the Miz that I'd want to deck about a year ago. This ain't the Miz I want to. I want to see the Miz that wants to go and wipe the floor with Shane. And then they show a clip from last week where Miz chased Shane out with a chair, and then Miz goes off on Shane. Then out comes Shane McMahon. He cuts a promo on them both, saying on how y'all can't put a hand on me because I'm your boss. And then we get a sneak attack from Elias and Bobby Lashley. And then Shane says, since you two want to fight, we're going to have a tag match. You two, these two, now. So yeah. Now Shane was ringside during the whole time. Now, nice action right at the start. Miz wound up working as the team punching bag. Excuse me. Miz was working as the team punching bag. Relatively short, sweet match. It was for, it was what it was. It was meant to build story for both matches, and basically for a 2-for-1 kind of build up, it wasn't half bad. On that sense, because on how the match came to an end, Miz was reaching over to go for Roman to get the hot tag. Just as he was about to, Shane, boom, pulls Roman down, starts jab slapping him. Ref throws the match out. We get a DQ. Next thing you know, Lashley and Elias, they start going to town on both boys, and yeah. So next up we get not quite sure if I would classify this as a piss break or just a regular good old-fashioned squash match, but MoJo fucking Rawley against Apollo Crews, and MoJo, after weeks upon weeks of sitting in the dark, arguing with himself in the mirror, saying on how he's got to change, comes out, new music, new attire, all changed. Yeah. And then just has a very mean, aggressive, one-sided squash match on Apollo Crews. So let's go to the next match now. Baron Corbin versus Ricochet. Nice good bit of back and forth at the start of it. Corbin was leading into the break. You know, liked on how Ricochet's comeback went, but honestly, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but Ricochet's comebacks, they feel a little too... I'm not trying to think on how to say this without sounding like I'm shitting on him, because honest to God, I'm not. I fucking love the guy. It just seems like it's too much high-flying aerial moves to make a comeback. Like, boom, you got to do a high kick, and then you got to jump, and then you got to do this, and then that, and that, and that. Dude, whatever. I'm sorry, but, you know, I understand. That's your fighting style. That's your wrestling style. That's all cool. But there's nothing to say you can't just go and throw out go straight up, boom, 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 for a comeback. And then, when you knock them down, go for the high risk, high gain moves. You know, maybe that's just the old school mentality in me, but yeah. Anyways, Ricochet got a nice bit of a comeback. Match came to an end though, when Ricochet he was trying to go for some kind of tilting spin thing, and then Corbin wound up, boom, plant them with the end of days, 1, 2, 3. A lot of people were shitting on the fact, oh, that Corbin, why are they having Ricochet lose to Baron Corbin clean? Dude, okay, not everyone fucking needs to win. Not only that, contrary to what some people are going to say, contrary to what some people think, nowadays, given on how anyone who's got access to the internet and is a fan of wrestling is smart enough to know that wins are predetermined, it's a fucking work. Wins and losses do not matter in that kind of a way. You know, it's not like it was back in the 90s or in the early 2000s when the internet was just starting. No, nowadays, if you can establish yourself aside from just wrestling, you know, being able, fan interaction, promoting, selling, shit like that, boom, you're good. Shit has changed and the business has evolved. The same with character styles. You don't have to do the classic stuff like from the 60s, 70s, or 80s to get over. You know, a guy doesn't have to be down in the mid-cards for 15 plus years to get elevated finally. Sorry, like I said, I've been in combat mode, so... Anyways. Yeah, Corbin got the win. I'm not a fan of Corbin. Far from it. Honestly, it's hard to tell which is more entertaining, Baron Corbin or a sack of potatoes. But, I get it. You gotta have the big guy win. It makes more sense on paper. Now, that said, women's fatal 4-way match. Naomi, Dana Brooke, Natayla, and we were supposed to have Alexa Bliss on this, but they showed a segment earlier. She wound up getting a call. She wound up calling up someone, talking about on how they can't find her luggage. She's top priority. They need to find her luggage or there's going to be hell to pay. And then out comes Nikki Cross, acting calm, sane, and rational, which, to be honest, I'm not quite sure which kind of Nikki Cross I'm more scared of. The calm, rational one or the loud, angry, crazy one. Because... yeah, I have dealt with women that are both, you know, I'm not... Lads, let me give you a tip real quick. If you ever meet a woman who has bipolar and borderline, run. Run as fast as you can, run far away, and do not look back. Because how Nikki Cross was, that kind of reminded me of that. Yeah. So yeah, Nikki Cross winds up taking Alexa Bliss's place, which, fucking absolutely, I'm cool with that. I love it. I dug the shit out of it. Now, nice good bit of action leading into the break. Naomi, she was leading the match for the most part. You know, it was a decent match. It was what it was. It was a chance for the girls to get a moment to build up for the women's Money in the Bank match. Biggest part of the night, probably the two biggest pops of the night. First one came from Dana after everyone got knocked out. Dana Brooke, she pulled out a ladder, climbed to the top, and did a crossbody off of it. And then the second came at the end when Nikki Cross wound up doing a spinning neck breaker on Natayla and then got the pin. 1, 2, 3. Nikki Cross won. So yeah, next match we got Rey Mysterio versus Cesaro, and this came to be from Rey doing a backstage interview talking about on how he didn't like on how Joe treated his kid last week, you know, trying to intimidate him. Cesaro got in his face on it like, yep, Rey, are you even sure Dominic's really your son? Which, well, we could get into the details on that, but that was, there's a lot to explain about that, you know, that involves Eddie Guerrero and a ladder match, and yeah, let's not. But yeah, either way, it led to a match between these two, and had nice, great pace, good back and forth all around. I fucking loved this match. It was really good to see all around. I absolutely loved it. You know, this was hands down for me match of the night. You know, now Rey, he went to go do the 619 on Cesaro. Cesaro caught him, and then Cesaro, he himself went to go and do it, which, got to give the man credit. Cesaro, he's like about a good 6 foot something. He's at least over 6 foot. You know, and for a guy his height, his size, and his build, being able to do a tiger flint kick like that, that takes a lot of athleticism. Now, he's done it in the past. This one time he tripped on the ropes, though, when he went to do it. Whether it was intentional or not, I don't know. I ain't caring, but it added to the match. You know, because Rey was down. Cesaro just looked. Why not? Went off the ropes and then went to do it, and then, whoa, missed. Which, okay. You know, match came to an end with Rey. Eventually, he did the 619 and then did a froggy splash. 1, 2, 3, that's it. Now, as far as Rey and Joe goes, honestly, I could see, I'm more so seeing Rey winning this match. You know, which I got no problem with, you know. I've dug the shit out of Rey since I saw him in ECW, you know. So, all the best on that. Next up, we come to the main event of the night. Braun Strowman, Sami Zayn. This match came to be because Braun got summoned into Shane's office as he was there. Sami was there talking about on how Braun is toxic because he's an example of pandering to the crowd and this, that, and the other, while Sami is out there preaching the truth to the crowd. And then when Braun comes in, Sami says, you know what you should do? Take him out of the Money in the Bank and put me in instead. He's like, whoa, I can't just do that. And then Sami said, well, you know what? How about this then? Give me the opportunity to go against him for it tonight. You know? And make it false count anywhere so that way I could put him in a dumpster like he did to me. Which, then he was like, okay. So yeah. So now we come to this. The main event, falls count anywhere, Braun Strowman, Sami Zayn. Braun just, boom, plowing right through Sami Zayn right off bat, right at the start. Beat the shit out of Sami before he can take off his hoodie. And then finally, after he did, they started to go out into the crowd and into the... excuse me. Then out into the stands and over where, like, the merchandise tables and all are. Baron Corbin came to interfere, grabbed a plastic trash can and just kept boom, boom, boom. Which, I don't know. No, I'm sorry, but the fact that they were plastic trash cans, that did not sit right with me. I mean, I've had people beat the shit out of me with them, and yeah, they hurt, but if you want to add a sense of realism, you know, get the aluminum ones. Even the cheap aluminum ones that bend at with a good gust of wind, you know. That way it just makes it look like, oh, he's smashing and breaking it on them. Things like that. You know, Corbin eventually got put through a table and the merchandise stand to go as for his troubles. And then the fight ensued again. Sami started to pick up some momentum. And then they wind up getting into the backstage. Now, a lot of people are shitting on the idea of, well, why are you going to have the match go here and then all the way out there and then they got to put it up on the Titantron? Simple business rule. Simple business concept right here. You're pandering to two different audiences. The live audience and the television audience. Now the live audience is getting the action in the ring and in the stands. The television audience has to get something given to them as well. So, why not give them a backstage segment? Why not give them a segment where it's something where it's like, well, you can only see that if you're looking up at the Tron. You know, why not? Simple business, folks. So yeah, they go into the backstage. Braun throws Sami up against a metal gate. Next thing you know, McIntyre right out of nowhere, boom, beats the shit out of Braun, DDTs him onto a chair, throws Sami on top of him, Braun still kicks out. Braun winds up going through McIntyre. Excuse me. Braun goes through, takes McIntyre out for his troubles and keeps going after Sami. They get back out onto the entryway. He pretty much, next thing you know, Braun's burying Sami Zayn under a whole pile of ladders. Then out come Corbin and McIntyre again, this time together, beating the crap out of Strowman, suplex him through a ladder, and then McIntyre hits him with the Claymore, and then they put Sami Zayn on top of him. 1, 2, 3. That is it. So Braun is out and Sami is in. Either way, I'm good with that. I was good with whoever was going to win because I'm a fan of both. Now Braun, like I said before, I love him, love the guy. I see the guy as a champ down the road. You know? But honestly, at this point, just think about it. Braun is far better off as the hunter instead of the hunted because he gets to be the top guy. He gets the Universal title. He's the Universal Champion. Who's going to challenge him? All you have that looks like a possible legitimate threat to him at this moment is Drew McIntyre, because that's a 6'6", damn near 300-pound jacked motherfucker. Other than that, not many other people in there look like they could be big competition for Braun. You know? Now I'm not. Obviously, there are guys on Raw that can out wrestle Braun, but I'm talking put on a match. That's what I mean. Not only that, you look at it and you just look at it on paper, like if you got a 6'8", damn near 400-pound giant going against a 5'10", 215 guy, how do you think that's gonna look? You know? So yeah. Anyways, that's it for this week's show, folks. So, do not forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back, watch some of the other episodes. Make sure y'all look for me on my Twitter at Tim Vicious. Do also got another account if I get put in Twitter jail or I'm ghosted, Tim_Vicious. Do also got one of them Facebook gimmicks, Tim Ash. If you're going to look for me on my Facebook gimmick, let me know you found me on there from here. Or on my Twitter at Tim Vicious. I don't think you got your creep John going. Also, big ups to my executive producer, Ollie Rewind Ben, who did give me the music for this week's show. Make sure y'all check it out. It's on iTunes, Spotify, and such. Details are down below. If you want one of these sweet-ass Ollie Rewind shirts, hit me up and I'll talk to the man for you. Show that man some love and support. Also, do not forget to follow these cool-ass cats right here on the Twitter. Axel Mulligan, Kenny Killer, DSB_IV, Cranky Asshole, Dazzy MWP, and Sergeant Curry Pants. And folks, like I always tell y'all, you love me great, you hate me. Fuck you.